Hello everybody, good morning. It is July 2nd, 2021 and it is 9:39 a.m. and I am recording this video for the biggest news of the hurricane season, that it is now newly named Hurricane Elsa. So Elsa had been yesterday was struggling all day. It did weaken a little bit. It kind of got a little ragged. So when you look, what you're looking at right now is the satellite imagery, and yesterday when you saw it, you saw that it was actually a little ragged. Now it's looking a little more compact. You can see some of these lines here. Let's see. Let me actually change the color on this. Let's do white. Let me see. I just downloaded this actually yesterday to kind of give you guys a better picture here. I should say. So I'm actually learning how to use it, but anyway, you get the point. Basically, this lines here, that means the storm or the system is very healthy. It is actually this island that you see here. That's actually Barbados, and Barbados actually reported 100 mile per hour wind gust in the island. So that's actually means that the storm is still strengthening. You can see again by the satellite presentation that that's the case. Again, beating the odds. The majority of the forecasting models said, I think it was only the GFS that picked up that Elsa was going to be a hurricane before it reached the Windward Islands here. So again, it panned out. It did pan out, the GFS forecast. Now there's a lot of things we got to look into. Now let me shift this to the. Let me get rid of this thing here. Hold on. There you go. So let me switch this to the water vapor, because it gives us a pretty good idea, a little like another look, and you can kind of see how it's actually gaining size in general. Last time I checked, Elsa was about, when you count all this disturbance, it was about 300 miles wide, I believe. So that's something that definitely, even though the center is just west of Barbados, heading for the Windward Islands, you have effects all the way around, 200, 300 miles away, or pretty much across, all the way across. So don't focus where the center is going only. You guys have a lot of bad weather. There's miles. I mean, dozens of miles away from the center. So you can see this gray shaded area here. That's a little bit of dry air. I feel, this is my opinion, but I feel like 95L, that is somewhere over here, in a sense, it has been moisturizing the atmosphere. So Elsa didn't encounter so much dry air. You see how this dark gray, that means dry air. You see this is light gray, so that means it's more moist. That's my opinion, since 95L already crossed through this area. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at the spaghetti models. Well, let's take a look at the track. Now, this is the latest track as of the 8 a.m. update. As you can see, it takes it as a hurricane all the way to potentially interacting with Haiti and Hispaniola in general. You can see how it's supposed to lose a little bit of steam here. Remember something, the further east that moves in Cuba, the tougher it's going to be for the storm to keep its intensity, since eastern Cuba is definitely has more mountain peaks, higher mountains than the west part. So again, this is probably going to continue to change, but if this is the track that is going to take, then we're looking at probably a weaker system coming towards Florida potentially. Remember, higher peaks, higher mountains, more disruption for the systems. So it will basically weaken the storm. Now, this is new, so you have some tropical storm warnings for Haiti and pretty much the whole south part of Hispaniola in general. This is new, and we also have in the south part of Haiti, we have some hurricane watches already. Jamaica is on a tropical storm watch. So you folks in Jamaica, Haiti, Cuba, you all have to keep an eye on this situation here that is developing. Let's take a look at the spaghetti models. Okay, so these are the new spaghetti models actually. It look like, yeah, definitely they look a little different. So you have about a couple models that have it shifted east. The European model has been, and I'll show it to you. I'll show it to you guys in a little bit. But basically, the European model has it shifted quite a bit east, and you'll see that this is probably the European model, where the majority of the consensus have it coming towards Florida, and the majority of them have it coming towards very similar spots like Irma did in 2017. Now the track of Irma was a little bit different. Irma came in kind of like this. I think it was kind of like that, and then it scraped the north part of Cuba. It made landfall in the Keys, and then kind of went like that. See, kind of something like that. Now I live around this area in Central Florida, so I probably got I think it was like roughly about 80 mile per hour winds. So again, a different scenario because it's gonna have more land interaction that Irma did. So again, and it's kind of early in the season also. We're only talking about the first week of July. If this scenario would have been, let's say this track or this would have happened in August, September, it would have been a much different situation because by now Elsa would have been definitely much stronger. But right now, because it's so early in the season, that's what's really preventing overall Elsa from becoming like a really strong hurricane. Now, nevertheless, Elsa is definitely doing remarkably well due to the fact that it's moving so fast. It's moving at 28 miles per hour, which any storm, doesn't matter the intensity, when it's moving that fast, it can't really intensify because of it's just moving so fast. Like the upper level winds are just, and the trade winds are just basically misaligning the storm, so it doesn't, the upper structure with the bottom structure, it doesn't align properly, so it kind of separates and it weakens the storm. So that's what's happening there. Now let's take a look at this here. So some models have it as a category 2 potentially within the next 36 hours to 48 hours. Some models have it closer to a category 3. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised. I'm honestly thinking this is probably going to be correct due to the fact of how well it's holding up. If Elsa starts slowing down, there's a possibility that we definitely will see this here. But again, we'll see. We'll have to see. Let me just show you briefly the sea surface temperatures. Again, it has quite a bit of fuel. Again, it's July, so not extremely warm, but definitely we have some decent temperatures so that the hurricanes can really tap into that. One more time, let's take a quick look at the satellite imagery and see how Elsa is looking within the last hour. So again, as you can see, it's holding up and it's firing up some more thunderstorms here. So it's gaining size. I wouldn't be surprised again if we get a category 2, if it upgrades to a category 2 within today. It's possible. The further west that it moves, the more upper heat content it has and the more warmer waters it has. So that's something that again we need to keep an eye on. Now this is the Hurricane Hunters. There is one right now investigating the storm. As you can see, these pinkish colors, that means it's stronger winds. It's showing us 104 millibars. Supposedly, I mean, we'll see what the next update comes out to be, but I don't think this is one section of the storm, but this is definitely not the center. I don't think it has definitely a much lower atmospheric pressure than 104. It has to be. Now let's take a quick look here at the National Hurricanes website. Let me see if I have. Okay, so the latest thing that I see here was posted at 9:20, and it was basically that the Meteorological Service of Barbados has issued a tropical storm warning for Dominica. So this is new, and Again, let me show you a quick, real brief. Again, the cone. Florida is in the cone. So yeah, 995 as of 8:30, 75 mile per hour winds. Again, I know that after the hurricane hunters leave, most likely they will bump up this number potentially, because again, it looks better organized. Now, as far as the update, let's see what the National Hurricane Center said. So, changes with this advisory, the Meteorological Service of Barbados has issued a hurricane warning for Barbados, St. Vincent, and Grenadines. In the service also says St. Lucia. It has issued a hurricane warning also for St. Lucia. So, a hurricane warning is in effect for Barbados, St. Lucia, St. Vincent, and Grenadines. Tropical storm warnings are for Martinique, the southern coast, of Dominican Republic, which I showed you that earlier, and border with Haiti, also the entire coast of Haiti. So yeah, this is what's going on. Again, there's a high level of uncertainty. That's the main issue that we're seeing with this. This is also, excuse me, what I wanted to show you here. Hurricane force winds extend outward 25 miles from the center, and the tropical storm force wind expands 140 miles from the basically from the center. Now, this is tropical storm force winds. Remember, the storm is 200, 300 miles wide, so further out than 140, basically what it means is just weaker than tropical storm force winds. So the next update, it seems like it's going to be at 11. So soon, roughly in a little over an hour, we should definitely have a better idea what did the hurricane hunters found there. Now, as far as the discussion goes, I like to read the discussions because it gives us a little bit more of feedback. See, they're saying that 75 mile per hour are the highest winds that they're expecting. Again, one thing happens with the National Hurricane Center, they usually are very conservative. So this is something that I'm expecting it for them to bump it up. Now, if you're in Florida, I know I saw something here. Okay, here. So on number 4, there is a risk of storm surge, wind, and rainfall impacts in the Florida Keys and portions of the Florida Peninsula early next week. However, the forecast uncertainty remains larger than usual. See, this is the key. Larger than usual due to Elsa's potential interaction with the Greater Antilles this weekend. If you're in Florida, keep monitoring Elsa because it's going to change. And that's the main thing that we gotta keep in mind, is that it is going to change. I mean, it is going to change. There's no questions about that. Let me show you the wind probabilities. As of right now, again, whole Florida is in it. The deeper the color, the higher probability of winds. Right now, it looks like this is reflecting the track that it may take. So that's something that, again, you folks in the West Coast need to keep an eye on. I think that's it. Yeah, well, let's check out the arrival of times. Okay, so this is the arrival of times. So by Sunday night, you guys in the Florida Keys are gonna start experiencing the wind, the tropical storm winds by Sunday night. See, in my case, I'm in Central Florida, so potentially Monday night. That's when I'm supposed to see some winds here. So one thing I can encourage you guys, don't wait for the last minute. Again, I keep saying again and again, start getting your preparations ready. Don't wait for the last minute. Remember, this is basically a holiday weekend, and the majority of people are not going to be paying attention to this. Now is the time to get preparations ready. And the fact that it's moving so fast, that means it's going to be around our area, depending how much it changes, but the track, but it's going to be in our area fast. I mean, we're talking about today's Friday, so in a couple days, we should probably start seeing and feeling the effects of Elsa. But anyways, that's all I got for you guys today. Again, thank you for watching. Subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post updates pretty frequently there too, at Bad Weather Freak. And any comments, any questions, post them in the comment section below. Don't forget to check also the site. Let me show you real briefly here. myfoxhurricane.com. There's a very cool chat feature here. So check it out. I highly suggest you to check it out. Tons of great information posted there. Other than that, you guys have a good day.